series on health. And one of the reasons why we are going through this series on health, why it's so very important, is because when we look at the life of Christ, he spent more time healing than preaching. And the reason why is because without health, it is impossible to reach the standard that God intended. It's not possible. And God wants to give back to us what sin takes from us. Sin is the cause for sickness and death. And I want you to all understand that the reason why we're doing this is we're just simply following in the steps of Jesus. And he wants us to understand it is God's desire that we might know him, the only true God, in Jesus Christ whom thou hast sent. And all of these things that he has created, all these things here, this aloe vera, these grapefruit, this lemon, this cabbage, this kale, these carrots, these potatoes, these peppers, this water, this olive oil, this garlic, all of these things, this castor oil, this pine needle tea, all of these things, these oats are for our benefit. Because God understands that you and I need health. It's not a slight thing. And so this afternoon, this evening, as I share with you, tonight we're dealing with two things: open air and daily exercise. But you know, it's so interesting. None of us thinks about breathing until you can't. You know, there are diseases, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. It's like having your lungs having holes poked in them. And when you breathe in, the air just seeps out. And then you're unable to fully catch a breath. And you know, people who have asthma, this is one of those things. Asthma is one of those diseases, dis-ease. It makes you uncomfortable. You can take a deep breath with asthma, but you can't breathe out deeply with asthma. And what happens is that asthma is one of those diseases, but none of these things exist alone by themselves. That's why we are going through these 8 laws of health that don't exist alone by themselves. Each night we're talking about a specific one. Now there's a handout. I would like to know, did you already pass out the handouts? All right. There's a handout for those who aren't here. I'll put the link for the handout for you there. This is just a week for a sample health in the description in YouTube, and I don't know if we're on Facebook or whatever. I'll put the link in. And it is a sample health document. And it goes through 8 laws of health for each day of your life. Which day do you not want to breathe?
Breathe all day, every day.
All day, every day. When you're sleeping, do you want to breathe? When my son was a little boy, he had sleep apnea. And I was a single dad. His mom and I weren't together, and so we were sleeping. We had a little apartment in Sacramento, California, and he had sleep apnea, and he would just stop breathing in the night. It was one of the scariest things ever, and as a parent, any of you that are loving parents, you understand this. Your child stops breathing, he's sleeping right next to you. I woke up. Now, I had to work the next day, and he did this all through the night. You know what happened to me? I was tired. Do you know why? Because breathing is associated with energy. Now, I'm going to show you some other things here. But you have this handout. This is a gift from me. I was just going to print out days 2 through just day 2. And then I said, you know what? Let me give them a week. And if they show up on Friday, I'll give them a month. And this is something that you can do. And if I were you, what I would do is I would take, and this is the one you're getting for free. When you show up the next time, I'm going to have it in a book. I'll put your name on it, and it'll be $30. But I want you to have that. Now, the other thing before I get going, I want you to have these. Here are the recipes that my wife put together. Can I get someone to come up here? There we go. These are for the meals. And those who are watching online, being online is awesome. But it's not as good as being in person because we're giving out free food. And, huh? Yeah, did you hand them to them? That's okay. We'll just give them out. That's fine. All right. And so I wanted to give you this. So this afternoon, with the few moments I have of my time, I want to show you a video, okay? And this video, we're there? All right. I think we're going to have to turn on the audio. Hold on one second, make sure.
Risk of heart and circulatory disease by 35%. Regular physical activity can lower your risk of heart and circulatory disease by 35%. When you are active, the heat produced by your muscles increases your body temperature, making you feel warmer. Your heart starts to beat faster, pumping more blood to the muscles you are using. Your heart is also a muscle. If you are active regularly, it gets bigger and stronger. Your muscles are working harder, so they need more oxygen. You start to breathe faster, so your blood can pick up more oxygen from your lungs. Your lungs work harder to make this happen. Once your blood has picked up oxygen, it moves to the muscles you are using, giving them the extra oxygen they need. If you are active regularly, more capillaries grow in the muscles you've been working. This is one reason why activity starts to feel easier over time. Getting active is great for people with diabetes. If you have type 2 diabetes, you have too much glucose in your blood, probably because you don't have enough insulin. Physical activity helps you use the insulin you do have. It also helps your cells use glucose, even when there is no insulin. Regular physical activity can improve your memory and attention span. Over time, the bit of the brain involved in memory and learning seems to get bigger. Long-term physical activity leads to a lower resting heart rate and lower blood pressure. This helps cut your risk of heart and circulatory disease. And there are more reasons to smile. When you're active, your brain produces chemicals called endorphins. These reduce feelings of pain and make you feel more positive. Getting active cuts down on stress hormones, reducing anxiety. Combine activity with a balanced diet and you'll help yourself reach and maintain a healthy weight. Aim for 150 minutes of moderate intensity activity per week. Try to be active every day. Every 10 minutes counts.
All right. Breathing. See, one of the things I was thinking about today to show you things about deep breathing and things that you can do, and it's true. I'm going to show you an exercise right now. So when you're laying in your bed, when you wake up first thing in the morning, when you're laying in your bed and you wake up the first thing in the morning, I want you to practice deep breathing. Oops. There you go. I want you to practice deep breathing. While you're laying there, you're laying on your back. I want you to put your hands on your chest. And I want you to breathe deep as you can. And hold it for a moment. And then breathe out of your mouth. You can count to 5. You don't have to. But you're breathing slower. You're breathing deeply through your nose. As deep as you can take it. And then hold it for a moment. And then... Now, the reason I want you to do that is because when you breathe through your nostrils, when you breathe while you're lying on your back, you will naturally use your diaphragm and the lower part of your lungs. Normally, while we're standing up or we're sitting, we don't breathe deeply. We use the top portions of our lungs. And one of the things that happens is when you begin to breathe deeper, you're going to find out that your mind will be greatly affected because you're getting more oxygen. 25% of all the food that you eat goes to your brain. A great amount, if you are dehydrated, it's going to affect your brain. Your brain will pull it from other parts of your body. Your brain needs it. You need it. And now why? When you're just doing these deep breathing exercise. But what about during the daytime? The reason why exercise is so important, the reason why you want to be able to do jumping jacks. The reason why when you walk, you don't want to be able to walk while you're having a full conversation. You don't want to be able to walk and talk about everything. When you're walking, you want to walk at such a brisk pace that you can barely talk, because your body is using your lungs. Exercise. Listen to me. One of the greatest things that you can choose to do is to exercise. And when I say exercise, some people don't have to go to the gym. Do you ever see little children go into the gym talking about No. Why? What do? They play. Now watch this. Adults are the ones that take exercise and turn it into work. And that's why they don't want to do it, because it's work. But if we had the mind of a child, like Jesus said, except you become one of these little ones, then we would turn exercise into play. We could run with our children. If you ran with your children every day, or your grandchildren, and you just spent time going around with them, you know what? You wouldn't have to go to the gym the same way. Because you're ducking, you're dodging, you're hiding, you're running, you're playing tag. But what happens when you get older and maybe you're not able to do these things? Well, you can still do these things, but walking, the best exercise, the best above every other exercise you can do is to walk. Why? Anybody know why walking's so important? Go ahead. Almost. She said because you use every part of your body. The real secret to why walking is so important is because you're carrying your whole self. If you weigh 300 pounds and you go for a walk, it's like carrying a 300-pound weight with you and going down the street. Exercise, the reason why walking is so amazing, because she's right, you use your arms, right? You'll use your legs if you're walking at a brisk pace. You'll see some people, I see some older ladies walking down the street, and oh man, they're going. They're just like, they're moving. And they're like, look at that old lady go. But yes, but you can't tell how old they are because they're exercising. So when do you start? When's the best time to start exercising? Yesterday. Well, if you can go back to yesterday, that would be great. The reason why these laws are not laws for the weak. These are the laws to govern the life for each day. And I want to give you some hope. So what are some things that you can do? When you exercise, you automatically are going to feel winded, and so you're going to breathe deeper. And then you're going to come back, and because you were sweating, you were doing what? Sweating. If you exercise and you don't sweat, that's a problem. You want to sweat. Oh, but it'll make my makeup smear. You know what? That's okay. But that's good. It's okay. Why? Because you'll want, when you're done, you don't want to, and we'll talk about water later, you're going to want to replenish the liquid that came out by drinking a small amount of water. Now, there are things that you may need to do, though, in order to, let's say you start exercising and all of a sudden your knees start hurting because they haven't been used, and so your knees start hurting. Let me give you a little recipe to help you in case you have some issues with your knees. Now this one here, anybody know what this is? Cabbage, right? Now with a piece of cabbage, what you'll want to do is you'll take your cabbage, and you're going to take your cabbage and you're going to peel, let me see if I can get one on here, about 3 leaves. I got to peel this one down. I didn't prepare in this way. You want to get about 3 leaves of cabbage. And you can put this on your knee, elbow, or any joint that you can reach it. And you're going to take the cabbage leaves. You're going to take approximately 3 of them that look just like this. I'm not going to do all 3 for this demonstration. You're going to take it and you're going to, now you can cut it. You're going to take a little knife and you're just going to make a few little cuts in it. Okay. And then you're going to beat it. You're going to do what with it? Beat it. You're going to beat it. And why are you going to beat it? Okay. It doesn't matter what you use. You're just going to take and beat it. Then you're going to take this cabbage and you're going to take it and you're going to put it on your knee, these 3 leaves. You're going to take it and then you're going to wrap it with some, oh, I didn't bring it back. There's some saran wrap. And you're just going to wrap it around your knee. And you know what's going to help do? It's going to help relieve the pain in your knees. Just some simple cabbage. It'll help with your elbows. Any joint? Yes. Ankles, whatever it may be. Because what will happen is as soon as you start working out, your body's going to start protesting. It's going to say, what are you doing to me? You're trying to kill me? No. It's just like your children. You say, oh, I need you to go clean your room. Oh. But you'll be happier when your room is clean. Your mind will be better. And so that is just one simple thing. Now, what about other things that you can do? All right. So does anybody know what this is? That is not lotion. This is something called DMSO, dimethyl sulfoxide. Now, this is a wonderful pain reliever. Now, you can get this either at the health food store. They have a food grade one. Or you can get this at the feed store, which is where I get mine because it says the same thing, 99% pure. But you can get whichever one you want. This one here is cheaper. I'm cheap. I apologize. And so you get this, and you can just take some of this DMSO. I can. You don't have to do this. This is educational. I'm not telling you what to do. Talk to your doctor. He'll tell you what you should do. And then when it doesn't work, you come back and you say, okay, maybe I should do this. I'm just teasing. All right. You take some DMSO, and you take a paper towel, and you can just wrap it and put it on the area where you have pain, and it can help relieve the pain naturally. DMSO. It is actually, I need a microphone. Where'd the microphone go? Oh, so that is my wife in the back. Go ahead and there you go.
Whenever you use DMSO, you should put a barrier like a olive oil so it doesn't burn.
So she is right, and I missed that one. There you go. Oh, Pastor, you don't want to get sued. All right, so you can take you take olive oil and you put a barrier down so that if in case, because it can feel kind of hot. Okay, and so you can put the olive oil directly, and that, yeah, because she's right as far as that goes. Thank you so much for reminding me. Now you don't need that for the cabbage, but for the DMSO, that is good for pain because it's gonna hurt when you start using muscles that haven't been used in a while. But once you do, as it said, it will improve your memory. It'll improve muscle function. It'll improve your heart. And as you become consistent in it, your body will crave the activity. And you know what they say, what you don't use, what's going to happen to it? And most people will rust out instead of wear out. So, are there any questions? Go ahead, Mrs. Smith.
Oh, just the DMSO, you want to use very small amounts.
Yes, you don't need a lot. That is correct. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
I was just wondering, like with the cabbage, what about the cabbage takes the pain away?
Well, I said use 3, and you can use it. Now listen, I'm not saying it's going to remove every pain in your life. I'm just saying that when you start to get the aches that come with it, the cabbage will help. That's what I'm saying. So, and it's 3 leaves, and you leave it on there. And I've used it before, and it's actually been very wonderful. I'm going to show you another way to do that, how to improve, to heal. Let's say you have a problem when we talk about water in a couple of days. Anything else? All right?
I think your question was more, what about the cabbage?
Oh, what about it?
Yeah, I guess
Microphone.
like, okay, I guess it's more like on a scientific level what happens, but that's probably
Okay, so watch this. Now, one of the reasons I was thinking about this earlier, how deep do you want to go with the science? This is literally what I was thinking about. How much do I want to go? And then I said, okay, I can do that, or I can just say, try this, and then you come and tell me. And the reason why is because the science, when Jesus cured the man and he was blind and he put clay on his eyes, and everybody wanted to know how it worked. But it worked, and Jesus didn't explain anything. And it's a time issue. It's not a problem, but it's a time issue. Anyone else? Yes, sir, son. What'd you want? Okay. All right. Where are we? Anybody know what time it is? Huh? All right. We're going to stop right there so that the man of God can come forward and share. And I'm so very grateful for each of you. Again, listen. It only works if you use it. Someone heard that I wasn't feeling very well and that I was taking some vitamin C, and they made me some pine needle tea. Now, I didn't have pine needle tea, so I was using just some regular vitamin C. Now, I'm going to tell you a secret about health. Oh, I can't drink water. I don't have any bottled water. No. Drink the water that's the best available that you have. When it comes to food, use the best available that you have. Don't just not do it because, oh, I can't get to the gym. Well, can you walk down the street? Oh, I don't have time to do my deep breathing exercises. Well, you can do it. Now, as a child, and I apologize, Elder, just give me one moment. As a child, we used to play this game. Oops, excuse me. We used to play this game where we would take deep breaths and bend over like this, and then stand up. Yes, 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 don't do this because it is a stupid game because we used to play, it was called the pass-out game. Right? But we were practicing deep breathing, but we would stand up really fast, and then we would lose consciousness, and then we would fall down. Okay? But the point is, what I'm saying, this is, how do you get children to deep breathe? My point is there are things that you can do to improve your health every day. You, as you're sitting down, breathe, and if your stomach is moving, then that's deep breathing. If your stomach is not, if your chest is going up or your shoulders are going up, that's not deep breathing. All right. Any other questions? No? All right.